Driver, driver. Driver just a little bit. Good. This is where things got interesting. My friend Hugh and I were on a remote backcountry trail in the Anza-Borrego Desert. As he navigated the crux move at the top of Heart Attack Hill, a steep, technical, and intimidating drop, his engine died. And the worst part? It wouldn't start again. It's become a tradition that we head to Anza-Borrego every year on the week of Thanksgiving to camp and explore. Just a couple of hours east of our home in San Diego, Anza-Borrego is one of our favorite places, offering more than 900 square miles of rugged terrain and hundreds of miles of hiking and off-road trails. A couple of things were different this year. We were camping in the overland trailer I built, which I've documented in other videos. Also, we were meeting Hugh and his family. He and his wife Amy are old friends and have 3 kids. Kai's an only child, so he was jazzed to have other kids to play with. I was stoked that Hugh was bringing his FJ and that we would be able to hit some solid trails. We'd both end up having mechanical issues by the end of the trip, including the incident on Heart Attack Hill, which I'll get to in a bit, but that didn't stop us from having some amazing adventures along the way. The first thing we did was get the trailer set up for camping. Hugh and Amy found a terrific spot in a cove along a ridge that runs through Blair Valley. Once we had everything set up, we headed out to explore some of the trails further south and see if we couldn't find the Mud Caves, one of Anza-Borrego's many strange geological formations. Formed by erosion, these slot canyons and caves are located along Arroyo Tapiado, a long wash surrounded by steep canyon walls.
We can see you now.
This sign says it's mysterious and dangerous.
Hugh's parents had come out from San Diego for the day, and their SUV had no problem on the wash. After exploring a couple of shallow caves, we continued northwest along the wash. I'm pretty sure this mellow section of trail is where I broke my Jeep, but more on that later. We wound through Arroyo Tapiado for about 2.5 miles before coming to a spur that would bring us to Diablo Drop Off. This leg of the trail, known as Arroyo Seco del Diablo, or Devil's Dry Creek, got more rugged from here to the drop-off, and Hugh's parents headed back the way we'd come.
Oh. Okay.
While the earlier portion of the trail wound through a tight canyon, this stretch crossed an airy mesa peppered with the bony arms of Acatillo. Diablo Drop Off careens down the edge of the mesa into Fish Creek Wash, and on busy weekends is considered a one-way trail to avoid congestion. It was a quiet day, so we took turns going up and down the first part of the drop.
Hey! Which way are you going? Which way is that?
We were losing our lights, so it was time to head back to camp. I cooked dinner and we ate by the campfire. The next day would be more difficult, but that night we had a relaxing evening under the star-filled desert sky. After breakfast the next morning, we headed to Agua Caliente County Park to soak in the geothermally heated pools. The hot springs are located within Agua Caliente campground, but you can pay a day use fee to soak in the mineral water pools, which are supposed to have therapeutic properties. Here in Anza-Borrego at Agua Caliente County Park, and I've just realized that yesterday when we were off-road I broke the sway bar link, so I'm going to work on fixing that, and then hopefully we can get back on the trail today. It's supposed to connect back here on the sway bar, but the sway bar link, the nut that holds it on there broke, or the bolt. Everybody else is up at the hot springs having a good time, and I am here fixing the Jeep. Okay, that wasn't so bad. You can probably see here the sway bar link, the end of it. The bolt actually snapped right here. So I just took the whole thing off and, just undid these bolts. After a morning at the hot springs, Hugh and I dropped our families off at camp and headed out for some afternoon off-roading. We'd both had Pinyon Mountain Trail on our short list of local off-road routes to tackle. It has a reputation as one of San Diego's tougher trails, and that day it would live up to that reputation, but not for the reasons we expected. We're kind of like up on a top of a hill here, and all around us there's this just kind of a big bowl of mountains. And I can see straight ahead the trail goes up through over like a saddle that's up ahead of us. So I'm guessing we're going to end up there, although there's also a trail over here. So it's definitely getting narrow here. Oh yeah, it's a little tight. A little tight.
You're gonna get that left fender. Okay, straight down, straight down. Well done.
The four-door Jeep is a tight fit through there, but it made it just barely. It pushed my mirror in as I was coming around so I was getting to the tightest part, and I thought it was going to break my mirror off, but it did not. I heard cracking, but I don't know that it was the mirror. It might have been something else. The mirror folded in. So for anybody who's going to go do this, note to self: put your mirrors in before you try to do the squeeze, because it's that tight. All right, onward to Heart Attack Hill, which is a steep drop off also, but supposedly just super steep and I think much longer than the squeeze. So we just came up a hill after we went through the squeeze that was pretty technical. Took us a few tries. I had it pretty easy in the Jeep. I had both lockers on, which made getting up this one kind of gatekeeper type obstacle a little easier. Huey took a few times. He had to find a more, I guess a better line basically to get up it. So now we're just cruising down this hill. We're way out here in the middle of nowhere right now. Jeez Louise, that is steep. Driver just a little bit.
Dude. I guess I'm walking it down with brakes until I can pop it somewhere.
All right. Pass. Driver a little bit. Driver a little bit.
I don't have power steering either. Fuck.
If I get on that side and push you a little bit, will that help you get, well, it wouldn't help you turn that wheel.
I think you need to winch me back up.
Uh-huh.
And
My winch isn't working, but I could tow you.
yeah.
Okay. Let me go do that.
Because I don't have power steering.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay. Okay, gonna go again. Like I always say, it's not an adventure until something goes wrong, and that was what went wrong today. Awesome day, amazing outing, and now we are headed back home. We spent another night in the desert, then packed up to head back to San Diego. You got it. Yeah. It was a great trip, but I kept thinking about how we'd had to turn back on Pinyon Mountain. I'm sure that after we get our trucks patched up, we'll be back.